sanity in space, so he did Doctor Universe. Apparently he didn't do too successful job with that alien because it's kind of stressed out. So let's show us up. Yeah. So we got a whole bunch of concepts. So that's our ship. So that's our ship. It's sort of a fly-by-night operation. So one of the fun things we're going to do is like experimentation on these aliens because you're not quite entirely sure what you're doing. So there's a whole bunch of different wacky patients which all have like weird medical issues which you have to figure out. Not all of their stuff. Like we've got a guy with a toothache, we have a Cthulhu who's self-conscious about the tentacles being too fat. We got someone with a tank. Also, there's frivolous ones, like there's a rode-out alien who wants arms on his car for some explicable reason, or he'll die. So he may want to pay quite a bit of money for that, but the downside is not exactly. There's a starfish creature whose arm's not growing back, and there's a factory man which is losing a charge, which is kind of like correcting. Some of the treatments we got. So some of our treatments are kind of normal or they're kind of wacky. Like there's a cow transplant where you need a new liver, but we're just going to attach a full cow because we're not terribly great on that, including a cowbell. So you got that treatment. There's mushroom therapy. There's an alien with a chest hole who has a face in his chest. There's a chest burster whose alien is sick, whose human is sick. Teleporter moved your hand to the wrong side, we'll just add another finger. So as you progress during the game, you get more and more things. There's amputation is always an option, and replace it with a robot. That's the thing. And pills don't always work on aliens because every species is different. So one of the gameplay things is to learn how to be, and not aliens who speak English, so you have to learn different languages. So the characters are mostly the patients, and it's an avatar-based game in first person, 2D, but you'll just be interviewing a patient and then treating them. So there's no need to worry about that. So you diagnose so it's to diagnose the patient, which where we inspect the issues, we question them. Sometimes there's a language barrier, and there's also going to be a research panel you can pull down or look at so you can actually research the symptoms, and each race has a different type of thing. And then there's a treatment section, where you will choose a treatment like adding a cow or adding an extra limb or mushroom therapy to fix a thing. And there can be multiple solutions to a problem. And they might not all be ideal or satisfied, but different alien cultures will prefer different solutions as well. And then there's an overarching campaign, which is just a short 30-day. So each mission is a day, and then 30 days is the entire length. And we go into that in the story, why it's only 30 days, but it's also explained so you can choose skills and upgrades to your technology so you can have better options or more efficient chainsaw for amputations. And so each mission you gain reputation and cash to buy skills and gain throughout missions and for treating multiple patients in a row. So you have a time limit per day on how many patients you can treat and all that. And you buy skills and extra tool uses to treat more patients. So that's just a cycle. Okay, so the typical layout, we'll have this one, which is our alien with back pain issues. So one was our initial concept, and then we went to a more cartoony style. But this one, as you can see, he has like this parasite coming out of his head. That's kind of important for he can live, but because it's a completely alien and you may not know him, it's kind of a MacGuffin. So it's like, oh, I'll just cut off this thing, but that would kill him. But turns out he's got some lower back pain, so you may want to give him some painkillers or do a mushroom treatment on his thing to numb it, or replace his back with a robot back or a cow back, as the case may be. And succeeding in that will give you money and reputation, and there'll be maybe multiple patients per day. the story. So the prologue is, space has a terrible lack of affordable healthcare solutions. Xenotech Medical Solutions is there to offer a solution. The solution is short-term doctors with the background checks. So at the beginning, you are tired of your day job and decide to earn your fame and fortune being a doctor to the stars. With the fine print, you don't realize that's to the universe and not to celebrities. So, and that actually dovetails into our game that you can choose, like starting your previous careers, you can have like stuff where you were a robot technician, so you're better at adding robotic supplies, or you were a xenobiologist, so you can add like better mushrooms or better experience using herbal ones, or like a high-tech technician who can use energy weapons like lasers and that to fix stuff. And so you just continue. It's not really a plot campaign, but you go through the 30 days. And if your reputation goes too low or you go bankrupt, you end up losing. But because there's no background checks, you can always just restart the campaign at the start over with your accrued experience, or restart the campaign as a fresh one, depending on how you feel. So at the end, you can either restart and just continue on another time through with some new. You see, you get more difficult, but you also have a better chance to have learned the mistakes, and or you can just retire or start a completely new universe. That's pretty much it. Any questions?
Is there any known outcome? Let's say a patient comes in and he has a back pain, and you want to give him mushrooms. Is there a known outcome about what will happen if you give him mushrooms, or a small summary what the mushrooms will have as an action, or you just always assume that if he has a problem, you can replace it with robotic ways?
Sometimes you can. Like there's an option where you can go just always replace, and sometimes that doesn't work. But so like using mushrooms, certain aliens like mushrooms.
But is it defined in advance what the expected outcome will do, or will?
Yes, there's sort of a defined expectation, like what the results are by going through the research in that. But if you don't, you have to look it up. You don't sort of know, like you don't highlight over and go, oh, this is definitely going to work. You need acquired knowledge. So,
one of the ideas, sorry, let me just interject here. One of the ideas we had going into this was sort of, because you're so unfamiliar with this, and a lot of it could be procedurally generated as well, so you have these cultures and these biologies that react differently to different medications, and you never know right off the bat, and that's why we sort of do this tongue-in-cheek bad doctor sort of thing, because you're going to be making so many malpractice mistakes at the beginning, and there's just a forgiving universe where they're okay with this, and you're probably going to kill your first 10 to 20, maybe even 50 patients, but everybody is okay with this, and the results are probably going to be hilarious anyway. So we figure that's sort of the fun of it, is you're like, oh, the cow didn't work this time, maybe I'll try the mushrooms, or maybe I'll just amputate it. But you sort of learn as you go, and your reputation will fluctuate as you sort of make these huge mistakes, and then you have like this streak of successes, and sort of if you make too many mistakes in a row, you'll just get kicked out, and you have to hop your bus into the next part of the galaxy where they'll let you treat them again. So.
And another thing is, there's also, you have this little boss character. We didn't get to do some concept art, but he's basically sort of a disconnected executive who really doesn't, who would just call, and it's so fly by night, he's just like, okay, let's keep going. Any other questions?
So you've got a, essentially what you're doing here is it's kind of trial and error at the beginning, but with additional time, but it's forgiving.
Yeah, it's
And
forgiving.
with additional time, and by paying attention,
Yeah.
you learn, in fact, what different species, what works on different species,
Yeah,
and
and
get
it's
better.
going to be consistent on that playthrough if you want to play through again. It'll
You
keep
started
that
to like
internal
human
logic.
Yeah.
It won't reset all of those procedurally generated, so you can still go through a second time and go, okay, I know this. I'm going to go through and try this again because I know, oh, this alien's allergic to this, definitely. And this
Right.
one's allergic to that. And this works really well and all that.
And I know how you don't like the whole trial and error thing, but our idea was also to make it very fun. So even failing is not sort of
Well,
discouraging?
yeah, I don't mind trial and error if it doesn't smack you right back to the beginning, you know, I mean, my problem with trial and error is where, you know, you have to get the right solution to go forward and there's no clues about what it is. This, you know, the patient dies, but it doesn't actually prevent you from going on. So, you know, that's fair under these circumstances. Let me think back. Oh yes. So you've got a sort of a tech tree, right? And you can buy new things with money.
Yeah, we were considering doing experience, but then we just decided to combine cash and experience into just one pool. So
Right,
you buy
right.
better technology or better knowledge so you can actually speak in aliens language.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you know, it's Occam's razor. You know, don't multiply entities unnecessarily. A lot of people have a tendency to create complicated economies when it's not strictly required, and you know, it makes it harder to balance and so forth. So by keeping the economy simple, particularly since I think you're aiming at a somewhat young age group with this kind of material, you know, that's probably just
A
as
young
well.
age group which likes education. But
Well, yeah.
so
And there's one other question. Let me see. Oh, yes. So it sounds as if, you know, the kind of basic trade-off the player is faced with is spending time to do research to get it right, in which case there's a greater chance of success, versus making decisions fast and treating more patients and therefore earning more money.
yeah,
So that's kind of the player decision.
So as you get quicker and quicker, you make more money, so you're more successful.
Yeah, okay, right, yeah. So it, you know, it rewards potentially either style of play. I mean, the player who invests the time, in fact, gets a reward of more successes.
And more knowledge later. to
Yeah,
proceed
right,
quicker.
right, okay. Good, thank you.
I think there's one other thing I've heard of you that would be key to this, is because you end up with these very weird things, you need to have a social networking hookup, right? Where you can take one of your failed treatments and post them to your Facebook account and help with the virality and.
Yeah, that would be like, so-and-so used a chainsaw on a
That's right.
chest cough. That
That's
probably.
right. Another piece of Larry's got 2 cows attached.
And there's also a summary at the end of the day where it says, gives you what results.
And you screwed up.
You may progressively get more of a daily profit than exactly.
Thank you, guys.